So we're actually going to talk about this because we got a lot of feedback about how negative we were on. And the thing is, I don't think we were that negative. It's just that if you're used to listening to us talk about Breaking Good, one of the top 5 TV shows of all time.
Yeah.
Because if you'll recall, I ripped into Breaking Bad a few times when I thought that their plotting wasn't so tight or the characters were a little muddy or the plot didn't make sense. Mm-hmm. So
it just turns out that was a fantastic show.
Yeah, but I don't understand the internet because I thought that, based on Reddit and what I read some other places, that the reception to the first show, episode 1 of season 2, was mixed. But I guess among the fanboy contingent, it got rave reviews, and then I was watching the fan reaction to episode 2, which I loved.
I did too.
And they're saying how boring it was.
Okay, we'll talk about this near the end of the show a little bit more, but that blows my mind.
Yeah, and in fact, if you find that you really liked last week's episode and you hated this week's episode, you might as well shut off now. This is not the cast for you.
Yeah,
there are many Walking Dead casts. This one, however, is not for you.
Yes.
So, like I said, we'll answer and read some of this criticism later on. I don't want to be that cast that gets all meta and doesn't freaking talk about the episode.
Yeah, because you guys want to hear about the episode.
I do have a couple of points of news. Number one, good or bad news, depending on how this season goes. But the AMC has already shot their wad and renewed Walking Dead for a 3rd season.
Nice.
So if it continues to be like episode 2, I'm really glad. And if it continues to be like episode 1, I'll be not watching.
And not podcasting about it.
Yes. I also wanted to point out something that might soften my criticism a little bit.
Oh, you want to keep your criticism nice and hard.
Sharp, not hard.
No.
It needs to be sharp but soft.
Okay.
Like a Q-tip.
Yeah.
At one point, Robert Kirkman, the creator of The Walking Dead, the comic, who's also going to be a fixture on The Talking Dead.
Who's Robert Kirkman?
Is it not Robert Kirkman?
No, it is. I was making a joke.
You derailed me.
I went meta, sorry.
I thought we agreed not to derail each other.
We did.
You violated the compact. I'm walking out.
He's Walking Dead.
Yeah. God damn it, Jim. He was on this show, and he's flapping his gums, and he said, someone asked him, is the non-use of the word zombie deliberate?
Yeah.
And we talked about this before. Not using the Z word is kind of like a tradition among zombie films. In fact, they kind of poke fun of it in Shaun of the Dead. But he actually said it's a deliberate choice because in this particular universe, the one in which The Walking Dead occurs in, zombie fiction of all forms does not exist. So it's as if there are no Romero films, there are no Walking Dead comics. The concept of the undead rising is completely foreign to them. So a lot of it'd be obvious, and it would also explain why people didn't really know what to do.
Sure, nobody's sitting around talking about this stuff day and night,
Right, and also, if you saw your loved one get up after they apparently died of a fever or went into a long coma, your first reaction wouldn't be, oh my God, blow its head off. It would be, it's a miracle, until they gnaw your face, and then it's too late.
And I'd like to think that we're actually more prepared for the zompocalypse when that happens, because we know if somebody gets up after they're dead, they're a zombie.
You say
and
that,
kill
Jim.
them.
How many guns do you own?
I own some Fists of Fury, man.
Yeah.
I will pull a Shane and I will punch a zombie out.
Okay, so I think that's the only 3 things I want to talk about, and then let's get to the recap.
All right, let's do it. So the episode opens up with a Lori flashback, and I actually went on Reddit and posted an article that said, hey, why don't we have some good flashbacks? Because that would give me a lot of insight into the character motivations and into why they're doing what they're doing. And it turns out, hey, we are getting flashbacks. They started out the episode with one. And I thought it was a pretty effective flashback.
Yes. It was very effective at showing me how freaking enormous Shane's earlobes are.
They're gigantic.
My God. It's like he's a body modification artist and he shoved ping pong balls into the lobes.
Yeah, they can be used as a flotation device.
The Grand Negus has nothing on this guy.
Yeah, I made that post too. I was like, there's Ferengi blood in those lobes.
That was, okay.
Yeah, that was me.
Reddit. What can you do?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that one of the ways to address our criticism about the characters is to do more of these flashbacks.
Absolutely.
And at the pace that Walking Dead goes at, I think they can afford to until we get a handle. Lost flashback like
almost every
motherfucker.
episode.
Yeah,
almost. Yeah.
And they had a similarly sized cast of characters with different backgrounds. I think that I would like to see them do more of this because it's hard to establish the characterization during the actual apocalyptic event.
Yeah, because we are assuming that they are acting irrationally when maybe they have reasons in the past to kind of have these weird relationships with each other. And also, anytime you add zombies in the mix, it's going to drive up the tension. It's going to make people do things that they may not normally do. And seeing the weird actions of these characters without the context of knowing what they were like before doesn't connect me to them.
Right.
It makes me think they're dumb.
Right. Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. I mean, if someone's acting dumb with no reason that you as a viewer know that they're acting, all you can do is assume that it's their turn to hold the idiot ball.
Yeah.
That's not what I need to care about characters because I don't really care about stupid characters and annoying characters.
Exactly.
So
we need to see their normal lives before this happened.
Yeah, and I think it was effective because it establishes the characters of Shane and Lori and kind of what their relationship was like, what Shane's relationship was with the family, not just with Rick.
Absolutely. Because you could tell when he's looking at Lori and Carl when she's telling him about Rick, I'm not sure exactly what the look was, but there's definitely a connection to those two with Shane.
Right.
He certainly likes them.
Right. And I think that it also gives a lot more background into the problems that Rick and Lori were having, what the extent of those were. It also gave, because again, I think Carl comes off a little creepy, and this episode did a long way towards making me forget about that.
Yeah, when you see a kid coming out of school with a backpack on, it's like, oh, he's a normal kid.
And also finding out that your dad's just been shot, and that's, the acting was just fantastic all around.
It made everyone instantly more sympathetic to me. Although, I have to say, going back to Lori and Rick's relationship, she is emotionally messed up in this flashback because she is angry at Rick for not being angry at her. What's going on there? Because she at some point says that like she wishes that Rick would yell more or get in her face and tell her off. Like,
no, that's a common female complaint about men, that they're
too passive?
They're emotionally closed off, they're passive, that there's no passion. And that's an unhealthy behavior to act out to try to get that. But
see, I certainly can see that in Rick. Like, he doesn't tell people what he's thinking very often. He doesn't like go overboard and shout at people, but he does seem very decisive to me. Like, he knows what's right and he does it. He takes action. So I don't know. That was a little weird for me, seeing Lori so messed up about that.
Like I said, I buy it, and it's something that sets into a lot of marriages that have gone on a while and have kids, and that the passion kind of goes out of it, and one or the other partner needs that. So, especially with cops. I mean, one of my buddies works for the IMPD, and I guess I can talk about it since we're not using our real names, and I'm not even mentioning his name, but he's got. He has a lot of struggles with that too because his job requires him to bottle a lot of shit up.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, I was on a ride along with him, and some dude got shot, and he's rushing up to this scene, shotgun drawn, and all these other officers, and then 2 hours later, we're having breakfast at Burger King.
Yeah,
and I'm still like jittery and stuff, and
that's a normal day for him.
Yeah, he's just chowing down on and I'm like, dude, this is fucked up. So if you're a police officer. You have to build up a certain amount of walls between your professional and your personal life, and I think that often is at the detriment to the family life. It takes a strong dude to balance all that.
But actually, I think that her expression here about Rick actually contributes to, or explains a little bit why she likes Shane so much, because Shane is very much a tell you how I feel and like express himself kind of guy.
Sure.
Much more than
direct,
Rick.
forceful.
So as soon as Rick's out of the picture like that, I can see why she jumped into bed with Shane. Because obviously they have that connection. The family is always around. He's the father figure to Carl. Like, it
I don't
kind
know.
of seems...
Honestly, I don't know how I feel about all that because we don't know enough about it. And again, I'm not going to harp on this, but I do think it was a misstep to have Shane almost rape Lori.
Yeah.
in the CDC shelter.
And then be like, what?
If
Not a big deal.
that scene had not existed, I think this character arc would be a whole lot less WTF for me.
Yeah, me too.
But bygones, bygones. I like what I'm seeing here.
Yeah, definitely.
Anything else to say?
No, let's move on to the next scene. Rick and Shane and Otis are running to the farm, and Rick's carrying Carl. Otis can barely keep up. Shane's basically dragging him along. And this was a really good scene for me. I really felt the urgency that Rick was feeling to get this kid to a doctor, get this kid to someone who might be able to help.
Yeah, I mean, as a father of a little boy myself, this is literally nightmare fuel. I've literally had nightmares where either my son is injured, and because I'm a big dude, and I don't know that I could, in my present condition, run 5 miles to get my son the medical attention if I had to. And I kind of felt the same thing in the movie True Grit, where the old guy is trying to literally run with a girl dying of snake bit poison. It's like that. Your physical body can only do so much.
Sure.
And how bad that would feel to have your body fail the person that you love, and to be so exhausted
when your mind hasn't failed.
And I thought he actually had a really good touch where he sank to his knees and was sagging, and then he looks down at Carl and just lurches himself and forces him to go on. Again, like I said, I don't know anybody that doesn't have kids or whatever, but I found a lot of this episode tough to watch and really gripping.
Sure.
Now, I want to introduce the concept of cheap heat.
What? Cheap heat?
That's a wrestling term.
Sounds like a Keanu Reeves movie or something.
No,
I don't know.
it's like a wrestling term, okay? So, if you got a wrestler that has a hook that plays on people's natural feelings, for example, it's in the first Gulf War, and you got the Iron Sheik. And he gets up there and he tramples on American flag, and the whole crowd is going ballistic. It's not because he's necessarily got a great character. It's because he's playing on people's... So I want to say bravo, writers, for tapping into these primal urges of child endangerment. We got 2 children endangered now.
Yeah, right.
But I hope they use this springboard onto just, in general, better motivations and stronger, because you can't do this week in after week out. There's only 2 kids, for one thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I really...
Well, that's kind of what the comic is about, right? I mean, the comic is about what happens with your humanity when shit goes crazy like this in the zombie apocalypse. And you have to go to those very, very dark places to really explore that subject. And that's where we're seeing it start to go.
Right.
There was a lot of debate on Reddit about whether Merle... and his character were kind of the darkness in humanity with the racism and everything. And I think so personally, but a lot of people didn't consider that very dark. I thought it was pretty dark.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Dude cutting off his own hand and being
he's
extremely racist and just a horrible
and he was
shit.
A sociopath.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
I mean,
an egomaniac, everything you can be. The darkest parts of humanity are wrapped up in Merle.
Well, we are talking about Reddit.
We are.
So they're like, nah, I've seen,
Yeah, I've seen worse on Reddit.
Right.
So we do get introduced in this scene to some people with some decent Southern accents. Yeah. I was happy about that.
Right.
We get a couple of country bumpkins, and they actually sound good. And I'm wondering, is it now time, now that they're covered in blood, is it time for Rick to ditch his sheriff's outfit?
I'm pretty sure it's been covered in didn't it get covered in zombie gore at one point? I mean, this guy's got a dry cleaner somewhere in the party that's keeping track of him.
Yeah. Wow. I don't know. So next scene, Daryl sets the group straight in the woods. He's basically, everybody is like, oh, we need to pray to God and we need to do this and do that.
First of all, Carol opens her dumbass mouth and
you don't like Carol, do you?
No. Well, dude, it's the writer's problem because and I didn't think it was particularly well acted. She's literally... maybe it's because she reminds me of my mother, who does things like says, with a smile on her face, your baby's grotesquely fat, or boy, your baby's not going to... I mean, she says these really hurtful things, but thinks that... And then, I don't know. Like I said, maybe this is my personal baggage. We should probably edit this out.
Hi, Mom.
Yeah. But anyway, when she said, I keep hoping and praying she doesn't end up like Amy...
Yeah.
To me, that was felt like when you see one of the women on Facebook that posts something oblique about her boyfriend just to get a reaction. I mean, I don't think
Really?
that played off like it was, and again, I don't know if it's because it was bacon gauntleted writers with the ham fist, or it was just poor acting. But it came off me like it was attention whoring.
See, I thought it was just
or starting shit.
I thought they played it like a slip of the tongue.
Really?
Like she was thinking that she didn't mean to say it, and then it came out.
But that did springboard onto an awesome sermon by Daryl.
Oh, Daryl steps in and becomes the man.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'll tell you what it's worth, not a damn thing.
Right.
He's like, am I the only one who's zen around here? Good Lord.
That's
like, really? He should not be the only one zen.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be zen at all.
No, he should be kind of the crazy one.
Yeah.
And I think it's weird that, like, he's probably not a natural leader, but he's being forced into that role because of the weak shit that is happening before his eyes.
Yeah, absolutely. He doesn't really want the role.
How many characters in this show would not be alive had it not be for Daryl? I mean, I know T-Dog last week.
Yeah, T-Dog definitely. I think most of them, honestly.
I believe he saved Rick at least once last season.
Probably.
That crossbow of his, just by its nature of being a silent killer, has probably saved the whole party.
Absolutely.
So anyway, I love that
Daryl's
scene.
Awesome.
Daryl continues to be my favorite character.
Easily.
Oh, yeah. Runaway.
So next scene, Dale is inspecting T-Dog's arm. And apparently...
By the way, how about one of you guys keeping a lookout?
That's
Did you forget the giant horde of fucking walkers that just went through yesterday? Yesterday?
He's not learned his lesson yet, apparently.
No.
So, and then we've got like them scavenging through the cars and stuff, trying to find medication for T-Dog. And he comes across the empty, bloody baby or child seat. Mm-hmm. That is the most terrifying of all zombie breeds, is the baby zombie, the infant zombie.
Yeah, because there's only two possibilities there. Either a zombie came across a living child and ate it.
Sure.
Which is horrifying.
Yep.
Or you had a baby turn zombie in the back seat and someone had to blow its head off, which is also horrifying.
Or it's still out there. And it's slowly crawling around, making its way towards the group.
I don't like the zombie children. I think
they're freaky, man.
I think they should stay the hell off the show. I like the adult walkers. Thank you very much.
I like a good creepy zombie baby every once in a while.
Now, you kind of didn't you skip over the fact where we had kind of it got all racial up in here?
Yeah. With I think that was then.
I think so too, and if not, let's just tackle it.
I don't think it is actually, because later on they've gathered supplies and T-Dog is like sitting smoking. That's when they talk about it.
All right, let's move on.
Move on. Next scene: Rick and Shane are having a little heart to heart over at the ranch, or at the farm rather, and I like this. I thought they were really. I can feel the connection that they have, and I understand Shane's situation a lot better, because he is kind of in a rock and a hard place. He really likes Rick. They've been friends for a long time. But at the same time, he's really attracted to Lori.
Yeah.
And what do you do in that scenario, especially after what him and Lori have been through, when they were thinking Rick was dead and, they were physical and everything like that?
Yeah, and I think that's why the flashbacks are the answer, because we had like an Obi-Wan Anakin situation here, right? Where... the writers are telling us, hey, these guys are best buddies and friends.
Yeah.
When really, this is a visual medium they should show us. I mean, George Lucas would throw away dialogue about how great of friends they were. Uh-huh. But in the movies, Anakin is kind of a dick to Obi-Wan and vice versa, and they really we never really see them be friends.
Well, we see enough of that, I think, in this. I'm starting to feel their connection, especially this episode. Even in the pilot, there was some of that when they're sitting in the car talking.
I'm just saying that that's why I think the flashbacks are so good to set this type of stuff up, because you get, again, TV is a visual medium. We need to be shown rather than told a lot of this stuff, and this is a very positive step in the right direction.
Yeah, definitely.
And I also like the fact that Shane, is like, you've got to get this monkey off your back about Carol and Sophie. And as a Peyton Manning fan, I am an expert about monkeys and being on backs.
Okay.
But, that I think Shane almost begrudgingly last episode was saying, hey, it's not your fault, but yeah, it was kind of, leaving the 11. But now he's like fully in, this is my best friend. He's in anguish. Mm-hmm. Nobody deserves their child to be, kind of very like to go Wire reference when Rawls after Kima got shot with McNulty, like he hates the guy, doesn't like him at all, but he sits down and like he gave him like the say, hey, this wasn't your fault speech, and it meant a lot because maybe it meant more to me because Shane obviously has had problems with Rick.
Yeah.
I mean, almost pulled the trigger on him in season 1 when he had him into scope.
There's a solid case to be made for Shane not giving a shit.
Yeah, right.
But he steps up and he's the friend that is there for his friend.
Or to use this to put the nail in the coffin. I mean, like just ramp up the guilt and make him, So, again, I like anything that I think redeems Shane's character is good for the show.
Well, he started to do that when they first went to track Sophie. Or Sophia, whatever.
Yeah.
He kind of said, she just went off. I can't believe you left her here by herself.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So he did start to do that. But now, when Carl's in trouble, he knows better than that.
Right.
Yeah. So next scene, we come back from commercial, and someone needs to go find Lori. So Rick's talking to Shane. And Rick really wants to go and find Lori, bring her back to be with Carl.
A lot of people had problems with that.
My only problem was when Shane says, if you try to go, I'm going to break your legs. And then if I were Rick, I would respond, if you try to break my legs, I'm going to break your legs.
Right.
Yeah, that's my comeback.
Break off.
Yeah, a leg break off.
Well, that's an appropriate... I mean, it's tough to say what you do in that situation, but I know people act irrationally and they make, stupid decisions, especially when you're kind of trapped in this horrible situation. It's like you want to get away, even if it's your kid, perhaps.
And at this point, when he's talking to Shane, he doesn't know that he's going to have to give blood transfusions to Carl.
No, but...
So there's a little more of a case to be made for... maybe I should go look.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I'll criticize the show, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's hard for me to say, well, as a father, I would never leave my son's side if he's in a... I mean, I don't think I would. But when you're in that situation, especially with all that's gone on and, the relationship with him and Lori, the need to connect her with them. And the fact is, maybe he's not the best dad with Carl, too. I mean, do we have any real evidence that if he was emotionally closed off from Lori, maybe... a lot of dads have a hard time dealing with their kids and, doing the kind of caretaking.
Well, I think there's a strong case to be made for that point because Carl, to me, seems a lot more attached to Shane than he does to Rick.
Yeah.
He's always seeking approval from Shane, but I don't really see him doing that with his father.
Well, but that's normal, Kids a lot of times latch on to uncles and things because they're the cool ones and the grandparents.
Because they're not telling them no all the time and saying you can't.
And
do
also
that.
the parents are always hugging and kissing and telling you I love you. The other adults work harder, and so they crave it even more.
Interesting.
So,
but Shane's absolutely right here, right? Rick cannot leave.
No,
Rick needs to be here. But why doesn't Shane say I'm going to go?
Even if he wasn't A positive, he totally.
He still needs to be there.
He still needs to be there for Carl. And
but why doesn't Shane say, hey, I'm going to go look. I'm going to go find Lori and bring her back here. Don't worry about it.
I don't know. That's a good question.
You know why? It's a plot contrivance. He has to be at the high school. He has to go there, so they needed him to stick around. They couldn't have him off looking for Lori.
Oh, yeah, but I mean, that didn't have to go down that way.
It didn't. They could have postponed.
I think Shane stayed the same reason that Carl stayed because, he wanted to make sure Carl had support. That, supporting the kid is the most important thing. The second most important thing in Shane's mind is not to bring the other parent is completely blissfully ignorant about what's going on.
Sure.
The most important thing is to comfort his friend who is in anguish.
So that's interesting.
So he's dealing it with a hierarchy of priorities is why I think he did it.
Okay, that's pretty interesting.
What do you think about that, listeners? I just defended the writers.
Hey, yeah.
I feel dirty. Let me wash my hands.
So he mentions how strong Lori was when Rick was in the hospital. You should have seen her. She was a rock.
She'd tear the skin right off the back of your neck.
And I'm okay. I'm wondering if that's not part of what attracted Shane to Lori as well. Like what?
Oh, for sure.
What absolutely made them
for sure
end up getting together.
For sure.
But honestly, this whole scene where the doctor comes in and tells him like, hey, look, your son's really in trouble. He needs blood transfusions. Well, the bullets are in there deep. I got 1 of 5 out, whatever. And he's bleeding into his stomach. He's in serious trouble. This plot point made the most sense to me of like any plot point that the show's ever done.
Yeah.
Because this seems logical and realistic,
and it's not optional. You have to,
Absolutely. Someone has to go.
Yeah.
And Rick is going to go if no one does.
Yeah.
So Shane has to step up and volunteer.
And this scene where they dug the bullet out of Carl's body was incredibly disturbing for, cable television, primetime cable television even.
You think so?
Yeah.
More disturbing than rooting around in a zombie's guts last episode?
Oh, God, yeah, because who gives a shit about the zombie? The zombie don't feel no pain.
Oh, it's okay.
I mean, plus it's a child. Right. I mean, one of my all-time squeamish scenes is in the Master and Commander movie where they have to whip the arm off of that kid, amputate it, and it's just gruesome. This was worse because, the kid is yelling and screaming, and they have the wound right there in front of you, and oh, God. And then, like, I'm sitting there, like, panting. And the doctor sits there and goes, well, that's 1 of 6. And I'm like, oh, my God, this is horrible.
And that's the shallowest one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
brutal.
God.
Brutal. But I do like these people a lot.
Yeah.
The country people, the farm people, I love them.
I almost feel like they're setting us up for something really bad. Like, this is
like a nuclear weapon dropped on the farm.
like there's going to be something really bad about this family. Somehow.
Oh, I see.
Like, they've got a bunch of, their neighbors slaughtered in the basement.
Yeah.
They're eating people. That's how they, I don't know.
I don't know. We'll see. But I like them for now, anyway, until they slaughter their neighbors. Next scene. Basically, this is a very, very short scene. The people in the woods give up. They're just like, we're going home. Sophia's not out here.
Yeah. Urge the nitpick rising. I didn't talk about this last week, but if the whole purpose is having all these people traipsing the forest is to cover more ground, why are they walking in single file?
That's a good point.
Why don't they walk? Why don't they walk within like visual range, like 50, 60 feet apart? That way, if the girl was dead and lying, they'd actually have a better chance of stumbling upon her.
Well, I think the problem here is that Andrea will just walk off in any direction she feels.
That's the thing. It also made a hell of a lot more sense for that to happen because the way they shot that scene, it's like she's walking with the group, and all of a sudden, here's a zombie pushing up on her.
Yeah, we're not quite there yet. We got a couple more scenes to go, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the next scene is Shane and Otis getting ready to head to the high school, and Rick hands Otis his gun. And Otis is like, "It's a fine weapon. I'll get it back to you."
Well, I gotta say,
whatever.
Otis was in my notes fatty, redneck mountain man. He became Otis when
Okay.
He became Otis in my notes when he stood up and took responsibility and said, "I'm going to the high school," because I kind of didn't like him for shooting Carl. I mean,
naturally,
that's a dick move, man.
Absolutely.
You don't take a shot unless you confirm what you're shooting at. And to miss a 10-year-old boy standing behind a damn deer. So yeah, I actually thought that instantly made his character because kind of Shane was a dick to him, and Lori obviously she wasn't there when he got, thank goodness, or she'd have clawed his eyes out.
She hasn't been a bitch yet.
She'd have torn the skin right off his neck. But
yeah, no kidding.
I really found myself liking this guy by the episode's end.
Well, he wants to step up and do what's right. He's
taking responsibility for his actions.
Yeah, absolutely, he is, and he's going to fix the problem. So do you think Rick is getting that gun back? That's my question to you.
We need to kick this discussion to the spoiler section because I've got a lot to say about Shane and Otis and their predicament, but I can't really get into it.
But it's spoilery? It's not just predictions on your part?
No,
you have inside info?
It's spoilery.
Oh, okay.
I'm not saying any more until we get to the spoiler section.
Next scene. We come back from commercial and T-Dog's got a fever.
The only prescription is antibiotics.
Is a bitch slap from Dale, apparently.
So what'd you think of this scene?
Wow. First of all, Dale says they're pulling together supplies and all they've got is a guitar. That seems a little weird to me, right? Essential zombie survival stuff. Yeah. But I don't know. I'm not sure whose side I'm on here because I kind of agree with T-Dog and I kind of agree with Dale in separate parts. I'm just not sure. But they both have good points.
All I know is if I was the only black guy rolling with a posse of racist rednecks, I'd use my given goddamn name. I wouldn't be rolling around as T-Dog.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude's riding an SS Harley.
I'd be in full-time Huxtable mode.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
His name is Theodore, actually.
Yeah. I'd get the sweater out.
All right.
Offer people some pudding pops. No, I mean, I think this is dead on. I mean, yeah, he's running a fever and all that stuff, but he's got the dude's riding a motorcycle with SS Nazi stormtrooper insignia on it.
Yeah, you might have just kicked me over to T-Dog's side here because T-Dog makes a point based on fact and based on logic, whereas Dale just goes, "Are you crazy?
Right.
What are you talking about?"
Right.
No, I don't believe that for a second.
Right. Well, because
he doesn't make any points.
Dale strikes me as a granola eating hippie, and he doesn't see evil in the world.
Kind of. The one point that he does make is that Daryl has saved his life a couple times.
Yes, that's
so
true. But I also
there's
think
that.
If I was, T-Dog, and I'm thinking, if I start running a fever, and fevers mean death by zombification, are these white people going to spend as much effort to save me as they are this little girl or this, or am I going to be super expendable? And I like the fact that the show is going here. Also, just we haven't recapped it, but in the first season, I liked when the women kind of thought, wow, we are back to... We've lost 2,000 years of female progress.
Yeah,
because now the men are sitting around, dicking around, and we're doing all the housework and stuff just because they're strong and can hold, can shoot guns.
Well, that's how it breaks down in the zompocalypse.
Well, no, but
strong people with guns.
Like I said, I like it when they take, if this show is just about zombies, fine. I'm not really interested in recapping it, but if it touches on social issues and themes about family and deep-seated drama like that, that's why I'm watching it.
Absolutely. That's what the comic book does so well, and that's why we wanted to cover it on a podcast, Let's quit real quick. Okay, so the next scene, Andrea gets stupid and almost dead, actually.
Literally. She went, the writers inflicted her with stupidity.
Oh, yeah. And paranormal stupidity. Like, I don't know if she teleported or what, but she got so far away from the group in a matter of 2 seconds.
The editors are clearly working with the zombies here.
I
think one of the editors is a zombie.
Yeah.
But she went from, tough chick that wanted her gun and all that stuff to, oh my God, I've been walking at the mall all day. My feet are hurt. I'm tripped. I mean, she's that's not Andrea. But but the zombie had to munch on her somehow, I guess.
Yeah, they had to get her away from the group, but they should have lingered on it for another 15 or so seconds with her just fumbling around or whatever.
Or if she said, my shoe just came off, I'm going to sit down at this log to put it back on and have the zombie jump her from there.
Yeah, because they ran for a good 20 seconds.
Yeah,
and weren't onto her before the chick on the horse came by and smashed her zombie with a bat.
Right.
So, I don't know. They were hundreds of yards away.
With all those badass machetes they found last episode, the best they could do is give her a 4-inch knife. I mean, that's what she had.
Well, she has a gun, doesn't she?
Yeah, but
she got it last episode.
You should not use that.
No, she should not use it. She was smart.
Everyone that in that raiding party should have had one of those machetes or an axe or something.
I'm surprised she's not still using the screwdriver, honestly. Just keep that thing out. Right through the eyes.
Yeah, I don't know. It seems like a lone zombie is you can hold off indefinitely. Just keep their teeth away from you and wait for help to come.
And why do people always trip when they're running away from zombies?
I don't know. Because the plot requires it. Same reason why Rick insisted on running from 2 zombies, looking behind him, and tripping in the stream bed. Instead of I'm way faster than these guys. I can hear them. Because the goddamn zombies can't be on screen at that all the time. So
that's a fairly decent zombie impression.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Actually, if you loop that 100 times, that's exactly what the sound effects at the high school sound like.
Yeah.
I find that funny in the same way Daryl's autopsy was funny. When they have a huge crowd of zombies and they start sounding like Sleazax from the old Land of the Lost.
Wow. I don't remember what they sound like.
Really?
It's been a long time
Well, there are some podcast listeners busting their ass laughing right now because it does. It's like,
All right.
So
in comes the cavalry, and she bashes off the zombie's head. Yep, literally on the horse.
She rode in on her high horse.
And I love the way that Daryl just kills this zombie so nonchalantly. It starts to creep up and go, ugh, and he's just like, shut up.
Right.
Bam, right through the head.
That's a hard-headed zombie, man.
Did he collect that crossbow bolt? Did he go back for that thing?
It seemed like he was walking past. I bet he did, but
surely he would have.
The rule of cool suggested it would be he would look cooler stomping off screen than to double around and pull the. Yeah.
So they get back to the highway, and Andrea is being super bitch on Dale. Like,
total bitch face.
Dale honestly cares about this girl and doesn't want her to die. He wants her to live, and she wants to die. Just kill yourself already. Just be done with it. Don't traipse around in the woods with them. Get them into trouble. Just kill yourself.
I thought Lori put the psh on this last week when she gave her damn gun and said, everybody shut the fuck up and get over it. I mean...
But no, Andrea's not going to let it die.
This is not my favorite plot point, especially when I think I know how it's going to go. Mm-hmm. This is really not my favorite narrative that they're going with.
Yeah, I don't really like it either.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay, so next scene, Rick and Lori are reunited at the farm. She comes up on the horse, and for people who don't want to split up, they're awfully split up, right? They've got 4 groups.
Well, yes, yeah, and it's funny that I think that they don't as a group want to split up, but individually they have very strong reasons to go. Like, for example, hey, my kid just got shot. Fuck y'all. I'm riding on with the horse lady.
Sure.
Daryl's like, this is stupid. And then the others, they are sending them ahead because T-Dog has an infection, a blood infection. He needs medical treatment. So it makes sense to...
and they're staying back to wait for Sophia.
Which is weak, but...
It is weak. Because
there's feedback on that. I'd like to talk about that then.
All right, then we'll wait till then.
We did skip... What did you think about the doctor's speech? This is why
his name's Herschel, by the way. He's dropping some anti-humanist philosophy on Rick.
Yeah, this is why I think that this might secretly be a scary type family. Because did I hear it wrong, or did he just basically say AIDS was nature's way of restoring life's balance?
I think you're right about that.
I think that was there like a 7?
He basically said, "I love AIDS," is what he said.
Yeah, I mean he's very Pat Robertson there.
Oh boy!
I mean, I thought that I was going to get the 700 Club prayer line at the bottom of the state. I mean, I know that's not what he, I guess, meant, but it's what he said.
I mean, he just meant nature has a way. The earth will cleanse itself when we get too pesky, like the earth isn't going to let us destroy it. It's going to do what it does.
Hey, I didn't buy that crap when M. Night Shyamalan was pushing it, and I ain't buying it when Herschel does either.
When was he pushing it?
In The Happening.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, man, the trees were fighting back. They had the trees that had it up to here with us, and they started sneezing on us, and we all died. Oh god. So anyway,
no, I think the Earth is a little more crafty than that.
Right.
So
it uses zombies, not trees.
So then we come back from commercial. Lori's being predictably bitchy again. She confronts the doctor. She says, "Have you ever done this before?" And he's like, "Oh, he confesses that he's a vet." Which. Let's talk about this.
Vets have a hard job. I mean, they perform surgery and they're like qualified medical doctors for animals.
Yeah.
I'd almost argue their job is harder because they have to specialize in this across many different species. The stakes are lower. Mm-hmm. If you kill Fluffy, some kids cry and the dog gets cremated and everybody moves on in their life. You kill grandma and you get slapped with medical malpractice and maybe go to jail if you're really negligent. So, but a veterinarian is no joke.
No, they are medical practitioners and surgeons.
Yes.
They can do these operations. And what does Lori want?
Well,
the guy's doing everything possible to save the kid.
I would rather have a vet working on me than like a general practitioner.
Sure,
like your family doctor who's never opened up.
I wouldn't want a foot doctor doing surgery on me.
Yeah.
That'd be insane.
I'd rather have a veterinarian working on me than a paramedic.
Yeah.
And honestly...
Or a proctologist.
Or a combat medic.
Combat medic is
No.
He's doing well. That's true. His job is to do it quickly.
If I want him to apply a tourniquet and whip my arm off or deliver me an ampule of morphine, sure. But again, the counterexample she shot out didn't necessarily thrill me, whereas most vets do a lot of internal medicine.
Absolutely. And my thing is just, man, he's doing everything he can.
Yeah.
Otis has gone out to try to find the equipment that the doctor needs to fix his kid. The doctor obviously knows what he's doing. He knows exactly what equipment it needs. He knows exactly what's wrong with the kid.
And they're opening their home to all these psychotics. Okay, like
sure.
Otis could have been like, "Oh, sorry about your kid," because we're protecting us and ours.
Sure, yeah.
So, it's like, yeah, I thought that, and again, she's gone into psycho bitch grizzly mama bear mode. And you can excuse a lot of that because, and I did, because she really played that scene where she saw Carl for the first time effectively. That felt real.
Yeah, definitely. I understand her motivation for it, but man, the guy's trying. Cut him some slack. But he has a perfect response to it. At the end, after all of her bitching, what does she say to him?
She says, "You're in over your head, ain't you?" Or something like that. And he goes, "Aren't we all, ma'am?"
Yeah.
Which, I tell you what, that guy needs to get a gold medal for taking shit.
Yeah. Well, basically, when he says, "Ma'am, aren't we all?" he's saying, "Go fuck yourself."
Well,
like, that's his way of dismissing it and saying,
that's the classiest.
I understand, but we're all dealing with it.
That's the classiest GFY I've ever heard.
Yeah, absolutely it is.
Yeah.
So next scene, Shane and Otis arrive at the high school, and oh my god, that's a lot of zombies, is all I thought about this scene.
Okay, so let's talk about strategy here.
And thanks, FEMA. Thanks for congregating all the zombies here.
Right. I thought that the throwing the flare idea was perfectly good.
Yeah, pretty good.
What if they had turned on like the ambulance siren?
What if they had used the truck that they came in to run the zombies around?
Yeah.
Like drive up, say, "Hey, zombies, here we are.
Is like,
come get us."
I'm the beefy one. I'm going to slap the side of this thing and then drive off at a 15-mile-an-hour pace and, or get them all to follow me.
Get into a big wide arc.
I'm going to go around the block, and I'm going to keep circling the block until I see you wave me. Or,
exactly.
Bring a couple flares. Instead of throwing them all, bring a flare or two with you.
Or how about when you go to exit the trailer, don't fling the door open like a madman.
The thing is, without a distraction, I thought that it was almost inevitable.
But he could have inched it open to see if there was anything out there. He doesn't have to throw the thing open and shout, "Hey, zombies, are you out there?"
Ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding-a-ding.
Yeah.
Come get it.
Ridiculous.
What did you think also? Did you have a problem with the fact that they skipped the ambulance that was right there?
To try to find the supplies that they needed? Yeah. I mean, an ambulance is pretty fully decked out, typically.
You'd have an intubation tube at the least,
obviously.
and a lot of antibiotics.
And a respirator, just like they needed.
Hell, just get in it and drive it off.
Yeah.
Like, come back to the house and be like, does this got what you need in it?
Yeah. Well, I never like to say, "Hey, just get in and drive it off," because who knows if there's gas in it, for one. Who knows if there's keys in it, for another.
But you could find that out before you, obviously.
Yes, you could absolutely find that out. I just don't like saying, "Hey, why didn't they jump in all of these cars?" Because there are 6 billion cars on the highway that they can jump in.
There's a Marine posting on Reddit. Did you know that Humvees don't require keys? Military Humvees?
I read that on Reddit.
It's just a switch.
Yeah.
So it's
it's
like
a button, you just push it.
Yeah. As many Humvees that have gone past, I understand they're gas guzzlers and all that, but you could definitely use them to run over a couple of zombies.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah. But again, if they did everything smart, even in an otherwise excellent episode, I wouldn't be able to write my awesome survival critique on Friday.
Yeah. But before that happens, before they actually execute the plan, Dale continues to split up the group. He sends half of them off this way, says half of us will stay here. And we get